Welcome to Automobile Center. The name might be familiar, but don't be fooled into thinking that the newly unveiled 2022 Triumph Tiger 1200 shares anything else with its predecessor. This is a clean sheet design that's laser focused on the task of beating BMW's category-defining R1250 GS in the big adventure class. Triumph makes no secret of the fact that the BMW is its benchmark, and the result is, on paper, at least, that the new Tiger 1200 beats the German machine in nearly every metric. Let's start with power. The new Triumph peaks at a claimed 147 horsepower, thanks to a new 1160cc triple that takes its architecture from the new Speed Triple RS, with the same bore and stroke, but mates it to a shaft drive and the T-plane crankshaft layout that debuted in the Tiger 900. That means the crank then turns between the first and second power pulses, followed by 270-degree rotations between the next two, creating an uneven rhythm that's intended to emphasize the feeling of low-end grunt to compete with twin-cylinder rivals while maintaining the top-end power that the three-cylinder engine allows. The engine's max power is 13 horsepower up on its BMW rival, and it arrives at 9,000 revolutions per minute. Torque, meanwhile, peaks at 96 pound-feet and 7,000 revolutions per minute, which puts it 9 pound-feet down on the R1200 GS's maximum, but it still promises thumping mid-range performance. That engine sits in a new frame, 11.9 pounds lighter than the old models and featuring a bolt-on aluminum subframe to make it easier to repair accident damage. Overall, the 2022 Tiger 1200 is 50 pounds lighter than its predecessor and potentially as much as 37 lighter than a comparable R1250 GS, depending on which version you pick. That's because there are 5 distinct models in the 2022 Triumph Tiger 1200 lineup. These can be split into 2 characters: the GT models with road-biased tires on 19-inch front and 18-inch rear alloy wheels, and the rally models with 21-inch front and 18-inch rear tires, along with 2 tank sizes, the 5.3-gallon base size and a larger, 7.9-gallon version that's accompanied by the revived Explorer name. The 5 available models start with the stripped-back Tiger 1200 GT, joined by the better-equipped GT Pro and the large-tanked GT Explorer in the road-oriented side of the range. There's no base version of the off-road-oriented rally model, just the Tiger 1200 Rally Pro or the range-topping Rally Explorer. Weights start at 529 pounds for the GT, rising to 540 pounds for the GT Pro, 549 pounds for the Rally Pro, 562 pounds for the GT Explorer, and finally 575 pounds for the Rally Explorer, all measured wet with a 90% full tank of fuel. All the bikes have alloy fuel tanks that, along with the aluminum subframe, help lower the center of gravity to make the Tigers feel lighter than they really are. Regardless which version you pick, its weight is carried on Showa semi-active, electronically controlled suspension, with a 49mm USD fork and a rear shock that automatically adjusts preload depending on the load on the bike to maintain ride height. The GT models have 7.9 inches of travel at each end, while the Rallys sit higher, with 8.7 inches of movement at each end. At the back, the new shaft drive system sits in an unusual tri-link, dual-sided swing arm that saves yet more weight compared to the old model's single-sided design. As you'd expect on a modern, high-end machine, there's IMU-assisted cornering traction control and ABS with a wide array of modes and settings to tweak via the 7-inch TFT dash. Even the base GT gets 3 riding modes: road, rain, or sport, while the other GTs get 5, adding a rider configurable preset and an off-road mode.